Honorable MLA, professors and teaching faculty members, leadership of the Nagaland University Students' Union, Kohima campus, participants, loving students, ladies and gentlemen. I am most honored and more happy to be here in the midst of the university students to talk something about which I think is important and which I think it is important for you to understand. I'm grateful to Mr. Vikalu in particular and his team for the kind invitation extended to me to be here with you. And in the course of our discourse on a topic called Naga identity, I may not be able to do justice to everyone here because some of you might have come from outside Nagaland. I will be talking only the history of the Nagas in the Naga Hills. We may know, we may not know, but we don't have that opportunity to speak about others today. I'll confine to the history of Naga identity and what is there for us, what is there not for us. We need to think about it. And since you are the age group of my children, some of you may call me grandfather. I'm above 60. You can call me grandfather, you can call me uncle, you can call me anybody. So I will treat you as my children because you all are at the age group of my children. My children are all grown up and now they are in different places. Naga identity is what I would like to let you know. I'm not a historian in the first place, okay? I'm not a historian, but I am a sincere, careful follower of the Naga history. And what little that I know, I will tell you. The first history of Naga identity was established. And some of you, it may be important, not only for the historians, or history students, political students, but some students who are interested may kindly note it down and you may keep it there because it will be useful in your future. The first history of Naga identity was established in 1832 when fearless, brave warriors of Nagas from Konoma village fought against the British forcible entry into the Naga territory, aggressively, intensively fought against the British forces. It was in 1832. If Nagas did not fight against the British forces in those times, Nagas would have been somewhere else, not here. We would have been lost, and we would have become a lost tribe somewhere. Because of the Konoma people who have fought aggressively, intensely against the British forces, entering into our territory without our permission, Inner Line Permit System came into being. Do you know that? Inner Line Permit System is there. That was introduced in 1873, East Bengal regulation to protect the rights and interests of the Nagas in the Naga territory, in the erstwhile Naga Hills. We were all under NEFA, Northeast Frontier Agency in those days, but we were the people from Naga Hills. And so that was the first history that was created by the warriors of Konoma village. Any Konoma people here, any Konoma students here? Anyone from Mangami? You deserve applaud. You did the job for all the Nagas. Secondly, the Naga history, our identity, was established and grounded firmly on the ground when in 1872, W. Clark set his foot on Naga soil with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Do you know that? 1872. These events followed the series of other events that subsequently proved, confirmed the identity of the Nagas as a separate entity, as a unique people by the British authority. For example, in 1881, groups of Nagas were employed by the British authority to serve the interests and aspirations of the British authority, British government, during the establishment of coal mines in Lido in Upper Assam under Margarita subdivisions. It still exists. Coal mines, Nagas were employed. In 1891, Nagas were employed again for the explorations of oil in Digboi. That Digboi oil field still exists. Nagas has done the job for the interests of the British people. These are the small history. Pieces of historical evidence is in our hands. And this has proved that we are different people. We have a unique character. We are a unique people that other people could identify, and they have given us the due credit. Okay. But the most significant history of our identity came in 1917. In 1917, when the First World War broke out. In 1917, do you know, the students of the history? 1917, when the First World War broke out, 2,000 Nagas volunteered to participate in the Great War, the First World War in France. Do you know that? Who were 2,000 Nagas? I am not speaking something which I just want to say anything I like. I got this from the book called written by Robert Reid, written by J.H. Hutton, written by Poussey, written by Mills, written by all other eminent writers. 2,000 Nagas were volunteered to help the Allied forces in France to fight against Germany. And out of 2,000, 1,000 were Sumis, 400 were Lothas, 200 were Aos, 200 were Rengmas, 200 were the frontier Nagas, comprising some Sangtams and Chams. These were the people. They went to France in 1917. They helped the Allied forces. They worked there. They constructed the bridge. They constructed the road. They repaired all whatever that was assigned to them. And they did the job for the British authority, the Allied forces. Now, when they were there 1.5 years, they left here in 1917, March, April. They came back only in May, June 1918. After 13 months staying there in France, they came back after winning the war. They came. When they were there, the British authority observed them. One, they observed the Nagas were working in unison, in traditional attire. And throughout the day, they were singing the group cultivation songs, working songs, ho, hey, hey, ho, throughout the day. Shouting, yelling, ululating. Oh, this is called ululating. Ululating and making war cry all over, and that could be heard from distance, reverberating to the other side of the war zones. They found Nagas to be completing their work much ahead of the stipulated time. They were found completing the work much before the other groups coming from different parts of the British colonies in those days. It was not only Nagas. There were some people from Assam, from Bihar, from UP, from everywhere they came. But they saw Nagas as peculiar and very peculiar and unique people, the way they work, the way they sing, the way they live, the way they eat. They found the Nagas as very ignorant, because we were uneducated. No one taught us how to behave. Very, very ignorant, but very, very honest in their character. Nagas were found honest, yet ignorant in their character in those days. Okay. They were found to be very sincere and dedicated to the job assigned to them. They were submissive, respectful, and obedient to the authorities. Those are the qualities they have found. They found the Nagas to be united all the time, cohesive all the time, and they completed the work collectively. These are the peculiarities they have seen, the British authorities, particularly the British army officers. They have seen these qualities in the Nagas. And so, in order to reciprocate them, in order to appreciate them, every week either a cow or a pig used to be offered. And when the Nagas, as usual, slaughtered the cow and enjoying beef, some Hindus coming from different parts of the British colonies came and they looked down on us. They spitted right in front of them. They humiliated the Nagas. When they slaughtered the pig and were enjoying meal, the Muslims from other colonies would come and they will look down on Nagas. They will spit on them and they will humiliate the Nagas. What they did, therefore, those Nagas, though illiterate, half educated, they gathered, the group leaders were gathered, interpreters were gathered, some officials went there. By the way, Angamis went there not as labor corps, but Angamis went there as interpreters and officers. Some of the officers went there. You know the former chief minister who passed away, J.B. Jasoki. Do you know J.B. Jasoki, who was the chief minister of Nagaland? His father also went there. And how did I know all this history? I know the history because my grandfather went there. My grandfather was one among 2,000 people who went there, who fought, who did the job for the interests of the British people and came back. These people, they had gathered and they said, this is too much, we are humiliated. Back home in Naga Hills, we used to take heads of each other, we used to kill each other mercilessly. We were butchers. But here in foreign land, the way the people humiliated us was too much. We will not go back. When we go back, we will not kill each other. We will fight against these people. We will not live under these people. We will not go with these people because they will hate us when you eat beef, because they will hate us when you eat pork, because we're ignorant, because we are uneducated. When we are placed under them, we will be suppressed, we will be marginalized, and we will be exploited. They had a meeting there, and when they came back, they formed Naga Club. Do you know that? Naga Club was formed in 1918. Some give different versions, but what I got from my father, it is the tradition for the Nagas that the history and the customs and the practices, the culture has to be told to his children, and his children to his children, and his children to his children, from generation to generation. And that is why Naga's history is still alive. That is why Naga's history is still kicking. That is why our customs, our practices, our cultures are still alive. It was not written. Our grandfathers, our forefathers were uneducated. It was not written. But it was the tradition for the father to tell the story to his sons, to his children, to his children, to his children. And now, nearly 1,000 years we have survived. And our culture is still alive. We are alive because our fathers have told us the history. I know this because my father told me. My father knew it because his father told him this has happened. So when they came back here, they formed a body called Naga Club. Naga Club was formed in 1918. And the seat of the Naga Club was the submission of Memorandum to Simon Commission on 10th January 1929. Do you know that? And what of our fathers, what they have said there, when the British came, what is you thinking? We are leaving you. We are leaving India and we are moving out. What is your thinking? How would you like to live yourself? They said they had the meeting, they scripted down, and they have written, we are ignorant, we are uneducated, and therefore please don't keep us with anyone. Don't keep us under Hindus or Muslims. We have experienced, we have been humiliated, we have experienced a bitter experience there in foreign land. We have found our unity in the foreign land. We have found our unity in France. Please don't keep us under anyone. We're ignorant. They will humiliate us. They will exploit us. First. Second thing is, if we keep us with them, when we eat beef, they will hate us. When we eat pork, they will hate us. And therefore, we cannot live with them. We will live separately. Therefore, when you leave us alone like in ancient days. Leave us alone like in ancient days. We will not live under anyone. We will not respect under any rule. We will live our own. This is what they have written. And all of you, when you go home, you open the chapter of the Simon Commission. Sir Joseph Simon, who was entrusted to come as a commission leader to Kohima. And this memorandum was handed over to him on 10th of January 1921. And that still exists. And this submission of memorandum to Simon Commission has a direct bearing on Article 371A. Do you know that? Students of the university, our rights and privileges, our safeguards, Article 371A, which is so important, which is our lifeline, is there. And it comes from the Simon Commission submission of memorandum. Okay? Remember this. This is your history. And you are alive because our forefathers have submitted memorandum to the Simon Commission. That's how we are alive, okay? Now in 1925, what happened? 1925, some groups of people were employed again to clear the jungles. Basically, British people, they employed us in order to uproot the vast expanse of forest, because Nagas were known for our physical strength. And as far as the manual work is concerned, nobody could compete us. Nobody could match us. That is why we were employed. In 1942, again, when the Second World War broke out, Nagas were employed, especially Mokchung Elaka side. Hundreds of Nagas were employed to clear up the jungles. You just imagine the native trees, how big it could be. It could be as big as house. That people surrounding with eggs and doves and all the 20, 30 people will surround that particular tree and they will uproot it. Nagas could do that job. That's why in order to get those jobs done, Nagas were invited. We were famous for our physical strength. Therefore, we were invited. We were so famous for our physical strength in those days. Okay. Now please listen. In 1942, our people went there, did the survey work, did the construction work between Nefa and Kunming city, Kunming in China, and constructed the road which is called Stilwell Road. General Joseph Stilwell was in charge of the US Army at that time. And the road was named after his name, Joseph Stilwell. And the Stilwell still connects. If you go to Upper Assam, you pass through Lido and you see the Upper Assam, you'll find the Stilwell Road passing through to Kunming city in China. Our forefathers have set their foot in China by foot. Okay. Now, we were known for our hard-working culture centuries ago. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. We are known for our greater physical and mental endurance to hardships. We are known for our greater endurance to challenges and uncertainties in unfriendly and unfavorable environment and weather. We were known for those. We were known for our survival instincts in the midst of adversities, uncertainties, and we were known for our survival instincts in the midst of wild animal conflicts. You know, whatever may be, wild animals, however big and small it may be, however fierce and powerful it could be, however strong and powerful it may be, they cannot stand on the way of the Nagas. Do you know why? Elephants could not stay on the way of the Nagas. Lions could not stay on the way of the Nagas. Do you know why? Because we add them up, everything that flies in the air and moves on the ground. We add anything that has four legs. We add anything that has wings. That was our character, okay? So the British knew about our strength. Okay. So as I have told you, the most significant thing came out in 1917. That has confirmed our identity before the eyes of the world. Okay. Now, you see, there are some important things I would like to know. As you said, they have submitted a memorandum, submitted to Simon Commission. And now the history is on and on and on, and now we have earned the uniqueness of our history. Even by the government of India, we have known that. 19th and 20th century, hard work was our trademark. Hard work. Please mind this word. Hard work was our trademark. 19th and 20th century, honesty was our identity. Honesty was the Nagas' identity, okay, in 19th and 20th century. In 19th and 20th century, unity was our culture. Unity was our culture. Where is hard work? Where is honesty? And where is unity now among the Nagas? Just think of it. Where have all these virtues gone? There is no more hard-working language in our culture, in our blood. There is no more honesty in our character. There is no more unity in our culture. Who will rebuild it? Who will recover it? Are you expecting from the government of Nagaland? Pastor Shan Kikong has said that our set is our mindset. Unless we change our mindset, where will the hard work come back? Where will the honesty come back? Where will the unity come back? Unless we change our mindset, it will remain as it is. Okay. No nation can prosper, develop, and progress without investing hard-working culture. No nation can progress. I'll tell you. No nation can progress that. No nation can be peaceful without inculcating honesty in their character. No nation can ever grow without the culture of unity. Unless we have these three identity that encompasses Nagas, we can never grow, we can never progress, we can never develop, we can never be unified. Okay. Now in the 21st century, what do you say? In the 21st century, the people of India, the people of the Northeast, the global community know Nagas not because of our hard-working culture, not because of our honesty, not because of our unity, not because of our political and social strength, not because of our economy, not because of our wilderness management, not because of our education, not even because of our civility, not even because of our religion, not because of our wealth management, governance, not even because of our growth and development history, not even because of our creativity, productivity, and not even because of our patriotism. Our spirit of patriotism has disappeared. It has dissipated somewhere else. It has left us. Even the spirit of patriotism has left us in 21st century. Think of it sincerely. Think of it seriously. Where will this come back to us? The world knows the Nagas for all the wrong reasons. They know us for all the wrong reasons. The Chief Minister of Assam knows us for all the wrong reasons. The Prime Minister of India knows the Nagas for all the wrong reasons. The leadership around the world knows the Nagas for all the wrong reasons. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, should we not revisit those 19th and 20th centuries virtues, inborn, priceless, precious virtues and values of our fathers of 19th and 20th century, retrieve them, inculcate them into our lifestyle, into our habits, and make Naga culture and Naga identity great and vibrant once again. Is it possible? Is it not possible for the new generation like you people? You can make it. I encourage you to do that one. Lastly, to students, this is your take-home points. You are a university student. You are a player in the game. When you enter into the stadium, what do you see to watch the game? You'll find three groups of people. First group is the player. Second group is the umpire or the referee who always try to watch how you make faults, try to find you faults. And the third group is the congregation to watch how you play. As long as you are a student, you cannot take the role of a referee or umpire to find faults of others. As long as you are a student confined to your subject matter, confined to your profession, you have to play the game. As long as you are a student, you cannot take the position and rule the role of the spectators and watch how others play. You are a member of the game and you have to play the game. You have to play the game. The sole objective of a student is what? The sole objective of a student is to play the game well, score the goal and win trophy. Isn't that? The player's most objective is to play the game well, score the goal and bring victory and bring trophy. Last World Cup, just December, 32 nations took part in the World Cup. More than 800 players took part. Only two names of the nation came, France, Argentina and France, isn't it? Argentina and France. Only two individual names came up, Messi and Mbappe. Only those who compete, only those who score, only those who work hard will come out. Okay. Now, I see many of you here in this crowd who have wings and means. You have wings as well as you have means. You can fly, you can shine, you can progress, you can outshine others. But you are not flying. Many Nagas, you are not flying. You have inbuilt capacity to fly as much as you can, but you are not flying because you are not flapping your wings. Though there is an inbuilt capacity, you are not utilizing your wings. If you want to fly, you have to use your wings to fly. You are not flapping your wings. And you have clipped your wings and pretends you cannot fly because of your lethargic lifestyle and because of your other bad habits that affects your studies and cripple your life. Those of you who can fly high above the sky, fly beyond Naga kitchen, fly beyond Indian kitchen, fly across the ocean, fly overseas and become somebody somewhere. And those of you who cannot fly, you must prepare to run. And if you cannot run, you must walk. If you cannot walk, you must crawl. Move by enemies, ladies and gentlemen, by their children, and become somebody somewhere. Thank you and God bless.